Здравствуйте, это 304 уже выпуск. Ведем мы его опять из Вильямс Бизнес Колледжа. Я очень рад видеть Дэниела. Дэниэл Блус. Это тот самый Дэниел, о котором вы, как те большевики, долго и упорно твердили. Вот он. Вот это человек, с которым мы начинали. We just started with you. That time it was more than 4 years ago. With Dasha, with everyone. And the good old times come back. The reason to this movie is actually very beautiful, very nice, very devoted, and very polite, very intelligent. It's our new student for Vильямс Бизнес Колледж. And I want to introduce you Екатерина, or Katya. And Katya is our student, Lllойдс International College student, language course. She finished almost everything, EP, IELTS preparation course, everything. And after some months, let's say almost 1 year, she decided to undertake this course. And I'm very happy about that. I didn't push actually her for this course, but after some research she found that this is very good for her. And I want her to tell you about the reason behind that. For the Russian audience, so she can speak sometimes English, sometimes Russian, to clarify something probably, and to make our audience clear about her intentions, and also to make it nice, because not everyone knows probably English. I don't know why I'm speaking now English rather than Russian, but just because of my deepest respect and my friendship, very deep friendship for years. We actually started with you in Kent Institute. We were students in Kent Institute.
That's right, yes.
So it's a much stronger bond than anyone can expect. And Катя, скажи мне, вот что ты думаешь на данный момент об образовательной группе, ну, в данном случае о Ллойдс Колледже, как английский языковой курс?
Ну, я хочу напомнить, я пришла год назад и начала с самых низов. Это был beginner класс.
Даже beginner?
Да, я потому что знала базовый английский, но здесь я убедилась, что люди говорят совсем на другом английском, не таком, как нас учат в школе в России. И сейчас, спустя практически год, я уже сдала IELTS, я считаю, что успешно, и заканчиваю уже вот буквально на днях preparation for university courses. Before I used to study elementary class, pre-intermediate, upper intermediate, so я прошла через все стадии обучения. И я очень довольна учителями. Если ты что-то не понимаешь, ты можешь в любое время обратиться к ним, они тебе всегда помогут, объяснят. Причем доходчиво, они понимают, что ты с России, не отсюда, и они довольно говорят clearly, и ты все понимаешь.
То есть прощается акцент. В общем-то, у нас акцент не такой большой, как у корейцев, допустим.
Да, нам легче,
японцам,
конечно.
Нам легче. What did you find, how did you find, what did you find about Vильямс Бизнес Колледж? We have a lot of higher education providers. I understand that you don't have a uni degree from Russia. So you didn't have choice between master degree, so postgraduate and undergraduate, so undergraduate is only option. But you have a lot of different registered trading organization, registered actual training organizations. Ты много у тебя выбор был большой из университетов и не университетов, которые дают высшее образование. Почему ты выбрала именно вот этот курс, который бизнес, менеджмент, администрация, бухгалтерия и законодательство, даже информационные технологии? Почему?
Okay, during my life in Australia, I understand one thing, that everything is built from business. So whatever professional you choose used to be, I don't know, psychologist or whatever. It's everything starts with business. I have a lot of...
All life is business.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends in Australia now from different countries because our school is international and from different university. And each subject they study, they start from business. So, for example, I have one friend from, she studied designer, but they actually study business as well. Because in every occupation which you have to be, you should know this about business, because on this subject you will grow, right? And like this college, I believe and think that if you want to study one subject, for example, now it's business, you should go to college who specialize actually on a business. For example, if I want to study psychologist, I go to college who specialize only on psychologist, not in a different way, you know. For example, there are one institute, yeah, and inside there are different ways. So maybe it will be international technology, accounting, and business. I prefer go to college who specialize actually on business, because I believe they can give you much better knowledge than another.
You see, Daniel, the main idea is that actually it's a very good idea. I didn't mention it before, but whatever you study, if you start with bachelor in business administration, business development, accounting, law, applied information technologies, but business, then you can grow to almost anywhere.
That's right.
So you can do IT, you can do marketing, you can do human resource management, you can do psychology. She's right, because business is all about psychology. It's all about psychology. Your brains, if you work out the way, the best for the business and the people you trust, because all business is just question, you choose people you trust and you cannot trust and you have to avoid. It's all about this. The rest is insignificant. So it's a good idea. So I think that she is more about psychology. She passed probably career test or aptitude test, whatever. But if you do psychology, really, it's business, more business than anything else. So, if you chancellor, okay, if you we call it psychoanalytic. So it's in Polish probably the same. So you approach people. This is more about business. You talk to person, you realize what the person wishes, all the problems you have to solve, or at least to put barriers to isolate this problematic area, and so it's about business.
Because the thing is, once you have the business background and some knowledge, you can do, regardless what course you study later on, the business gives you more options. You can open your own business, you don't have to be just employee, and you can go for different fields because you have the background of running even your own business. So you are not limited. You can do whatever you want later on because you have the base, the principles.
Yeah,
so,
what I talked about. So I think business is base knowledge, and on this knowledge you can do whatever you like, because this business actually will useful every ways which you plan to go.
And another thing that look, honestly, sometimes I don't understand why people study mining in Australia. I can bet that even in Australia, the faculties of mining, they are not better than in Russia. Russia has huge history of the best companies and engineers in mining. This is okay. Maybe in Poland, even in Poland, a lot of coal. All right.
That's true. Yeah.
But in Hungary, for example, they don't have a history of mining, big history of mining, because they can't make engineers in mining. But look, in Russia, everything, it post-Soviet country, so all engineers, they have very good education, or at least not bad.
Yeah.
But who's supposed to know business in Russia? People who taught us scientific communism, people who used to study how to steal, how to destroy country, they're not good in English. They're not good in business. They're not good in interpersonal relationships. They're not good in anything but, honestly, blah, 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 about Vladimir Ilyich Lenin or Karl Marx or whatsoever, any bullshit. Or, you know, how to steal money of your people. So I think that this knowledge is very applicable for Russia. It's why sometimes people think that they go to study to Australia to stay there. If you go to study engineering, I think it's mostly about that. If you want to learn business, you can't do that in Russia. Even if you want to apply that in Russia, you can't do that in Russia. It's like you go to Somalia to learn how to swim. Or you go to, for example, to Brazil to teach people how to play soccer. It's a stupid idea. So I think that what Ekaterina said means that whatever you want to do in Russia, whatever you want to be as a white collar, белым воротничком, то есть каким-то человеком управляющим, учиться ты должен не в России. In Russia it's impossible to learn it. If you want to work for a Russian company, maybe. But if you want to work for international business, you cannot be educated when your teachers were thieves or communism.
Yeah, just the system put lots of limitations on your own development. So and before you didn't have the opportunities to learn or to improve your business skills. And in countries like Australia, you have let's say the Wiliam Business College has been on the market for over 100 years.
118.
118.
118.
Yeah. So you have long heritage. So the knowledge was being passed from generation to generation, and it's not easy to get the knowledge if you don't have the experience or you don't have the...
It's actually easy. You have to pick everything up, and in 50 years you will be the same. In 50 years. Yeah,
with small changes.
Yeah, small change. If you want to grow very good lawn, it's easy. Good soil, seeds, and 200 years of well maintenance.
Yeah, we're just adjusting probably to the technology, new technologies, and new subject related particularly to business subject related to new technologies, which helps you to develop the business skills. So that's only maybe the things, new things being implemented into business courses.
Катя, а вот, предположим, ну вот то, что мы сейчас понимаем. Ты заканчиваешь бакалавриат бизнеса и бухгалтерии. Вообще бухгалтерия это неправильное название, потому что accountant doesn't mean buhalter in Russian, because buhalter is bookkeeper. Accountant is sort of financial manager, in my opinion. But anyway, ты сейчас заканчиваешь бакалавриат бизнеса и бухгалтерии. Ты получишь, ну, скажем так, основы применения информационных технологий, информационных систем в бизнесе, ты получишь понятие о бизнесе, о управлении кадрами, о маркетинге как товара, так и сервис, маркетинг, 4 очень важных предмета по законодательству, because 4 law subjects, they are probably the most important. Taxation law, it's almost for any developed countries, they are almost the same because they copycat each other. Company law, business law, corporate law, it's all about business. So business means all about regulations. Common sense in grid and frames of regulations, so rules of law. Ты получишь понятие о законодательстве, и ты можешь их применять в России. Скажи мне, вот ты выпустила сейчас, то есть мы тебе дадим 100% год, полтора, то что ты будешь учиться 3 года, у тебя нету этих образования за плечами, поэтому ты будешь учиться 3 года. За эти 3 года где-то около 1,5 лет ты будешь работать volunteers, и ты будешь part-time работать. То есть у тебя будет референс, у тебя будет опыт работы в международных компаниях. Окей, ты выпустила, ты едешь в Россию. Где ты вообще думаешь трудоустройство находить? Кстати, этот вопрос тебе зададут уважаемые работники посольства. Я даже предполагаю, кто будет смотреть этот видеоролик. Одну из них. Итак, вот, хорошо, ты получила это знание. У тебя есть корочки, у тебя есть референсы, и ты приезжаешь в Хабаровск. Что ты делаешь, может быть, еще до того, как приедешь, или как приедешь? Ты целуешь родителей, там все дела дальше.
Okay, so first of all, I have next 3 years to think about it, what I'm gonna do in the future. Now I only concentrate that I have to learn and properly learn how to do business because it's very important in our life. So in the future, 3 years, I have time to think what I can do. And you know, it's Far East is part of Russia, which do international relationship with other countries. It's such as Japan, China, Australia, because we have a lot of natural resources, and country overseas are very interesting about this. And we have many companies who transfer these resources or do another things. So Far East it's connected with countries overseas, and I think if I will have education here, I get education, and it's very good education, so I can work in any company which I want and get very good money.
It's very important. Actually, it is wise. You can't make up your minds because in 3 years' time, even more, the world situation will be changed. We have no idea what's going to happen with this world in 3 years. So, if you rely upon, for example, something like you sell timber somewhere or just actually logs, just wood. Maybe in 3 years' time, or fish like it's now, maybe in 3 years' time, half part of industries will be liquefying and selling gas. So you can't say that in 3 years' time I go for like selling fish or like that, or
of course,
forestry.
because now no one is waiting for me, right?
But any job which complement your knowledge and experience from Russia, because you have experience from Russia, not working but your life. You know Russia from inside.
Yeah.
This is huge experience you can learn from universities, combined with knowledge you receive from Vильямс Бизнес Колледж and that situation, economic situation on the market. So yeah, so you will take the best opportunities, and for that you have to be the best student for the best education institution. So
Exactly.
yeah, it is nice. It's not, sometimes people lying, talking about so weird things. I think this is the most honest answer for the question, and look, you can't challenge this answer. I don't want to say that nobody would continue challenging you, because Department of Immigration and Embassy, they must ask questions. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, the audit would ask them, hey, look, why you didn't even ask person about the intentions? So it's understandable. I have doubt that even you have interview, because look, you're not going to make any troubles in this country, because you're already a student here, and I can bet that not too many students behave better than you. So you are like ideal student and most genuine entrant for a student for this country. So I think that, you know, I don't know even what question to ask you, but I wanna use this very rare yet chance to talk to Daniel, because Daniel picked up a joke from Dasha. Даша, я плакал, честно говоря, я всплакнул, you know about that. Я всплакнул, когда Даша уходила, потому это, I came in cried, and even Ambi cried, and Neda said, hey, he cried, few people more. Я ну почти, скажем так, плакал. Мне очень жалко, что Даша уходит, но это самая лучшая замена, потому что Dasha and Daniel, they are people I started with. They took care of me, and because of that I stayed with the education group. You know that I had big problems with the education group, and it was hard times sometimes, but I got through the problems because of you and Dasha. Now Dasha is out. You eat, yeah. But it's not forever, because for my business, I think that I will establish relationships with Edith Cowan University. I'm going to send them students just for free. I will prepare everything and send. If they want to study in Western Australia, they spend 1 year here and they go to Edith Cowan University. Not a problem. I love Dasha. I love everything. I love even amazed everything she touches. Just awesome person. Но сейчас это он Даша, Дэниэл. И кое в чем он будет, и во многом в начале он будет гораздо полезнее. So you're more in use now. You're more useful and helpful for people, for Russians, because of the accommodation services. Вы спрашивали давно, как ехать, с кем ехать, кто такой Дэниэл и так далее. Дэниэл – это человек, который полностью сейчас отвечает за Вильямс Бизнес Колледж, который вместе с Бетти, которая из Македонии, полностью отвечает за наш рынок. Кроме меня, Бетти и Дэниела, никто не отвечает за русский рынок вообще, в принципе. Это 3 человека. И Дэниел для вас, наверное, наиболее важный, потому что это та точка, к которой вы приходите первой в Вильямс Бизнес Колледже. If it was, for example, someone just of, I don't know, background like Aussie or Italian or whatsoever, it's one thing. Daniel has Polish background. Daniel has experience of working with me for, and be my friend for over 4 years, maybe 5, sort of. And he was responsible for resurrection of Russian market. We started with almost 0 that time, no Russians or Russian-speaking people. And then we opened everything. We opened that with Daniel, Dasha, and Alex. So the Russian-speaking college now owes its future to 3 people, and Daniel is one of them. So if you're looking for better accommodation, if you don't have anything special on your hands, если вы имеете каких-то друзей, там кто-то вам что-то предлагает, может быть. Если вы спрашиваете, где что найти размещение, это Дэниел. Daniel, can you briefly tell about this accommodation? Like, you know.
Yeah, the reason was of opening the accommodation was that just too many people running accommodation which is either very expensive or is cheap but doesn't meet certain requirements, living requirements. So in the beginning I was getting lots of inquiries regarding accommodation, and I found out that there was nobody on the market actually providing the accommodation which I could freely recommend. And I was sending to different places, and unfortunately the students were coming back to me with complaints. So it was affecting the whole, just after arrival, when they were going to accommodation, they were not happy with the accommodation. The Australian dream was affected. They were not happy, they were dissatisfied. And I just didn't want them to start from the first step, the wrong step, and start from complaints. So I decided to do something about it, and I opened first few places. Because myself, I had very unpleasant issues with my accommodation once after my arrival. So,
you mean homestay?
No, it wasn't homestay, it was shared accommodation, but there were big problems in the accommodation.
Joseph?
No, it was a completely different one. I found through friends, but it wasn't through any agency. But because I found through friends recommend the place. There were really, even police had to get involved at that time because my life was in danger. So at that time I just realized we have to do something about it and provide accommodation which is not very expensive, affordable, and meet all the major standards. So I opened a few of them, and I found that they were very popular. The demand for the accommodation was very big. So the whole idea is to provide all the service to the students. Like, I know you're doing the airport pickup and going to the airport, get the students from the airport, and make sure the student gets to the accommodation, right time, right place, because there were stories when students decide not to take the airport pickup, or they were thinking, oh, we can do by ourselves, and they get lost and they couldn't find the right key, the right entrance. There were issues even because of lack of airport pickup. So you're doing that, and as far as I know, it's a complimentary service to all students. You just want to make sure they saved. They don't have any problems on the way.
As first contact, you have to do that.
That's the thing. You know, they
otherwise,
see the person they can trust, so they feel like, okay, I'm in good hands.
I wanna say that I consider the most important why you're successful is that you're a student, and your personal experience stops you from doing only that for money. It's why I'm successful. I'm successful because I was a student. I passed through all the stages. I had all this bad experience, and I know how to do that better. And I know that, please do not hurt students. Do not try to capitalize on students. And this my student's experience, like his student's experience, made us, let's say, successful, and people actually like us. And if someone wants to say that, how can you prove with one word that you're very good for Russian student? I have one word: Victor. Correct? Correct. And one thing, one of the Russian bloggers, my ex-student from Cambridge College, she said that you give me $200 placement fee, you gave me for each student. This is normal actually practice. Usually people do that. But from early beginning we agreed, I never take money of you for the student. Еще раз должен повторить. Вот этот человек, Дэниэл Блус, никогда в жизни не платил мне ни цента за студентов, которых я ему привожу. Потому что я делаю искренне, будучи уверенным, что моим студентам будет лучше и надежнее и легче приехать к Дэниелу, 24 часа, 7 дней в неделю. Если что-то, какая-то проблема, все это я могу решать через Дэниела, Богдана или кого-то другого, через ребят. Но я эту проблему решу. Я не могу ее решить, если вы идете куда-то, я даже не знаю кто. Слушайте, вы можете в серьезную беду попасть. Но еще раз, ребята, это либо ложь, либо очень большая глупая неосведомленность. Люди, которые меня знают, должны понимать, я никогда не возьму за вас деньги с человека, который предоставляет вам accommodation или работу, или любые другие услуги. Я это обещал департаменту иммиграции. I promised that to Laura Ferguson personally. I said, I will challenge all you bloody Mara agents, once and forever. I will attack them like mad dog, always, one time upon another one. I will attack them, but I promise I will win always, and I promise I will never take $1 from my students. Even I won't take $1 from the people who give them accommodation or job or whatsoever. И хочу сказать, ребята, если вы лжете на своих блогах о том, что я беру деньги со студентов, дайте мне одного студента, который пришел к Дэниелу, и Дэниел взял эти деньги и отдал мне. И если вы найдете этого студента, я вам дам $1000. Если вы не найдете, я бы очень желал вам извиниться бы на видео. Потому что можно лгать, можно говорить, окей, do you know how much they pay commission CQU, Central Queensland University, for the agents, roughly? You know about that.
15%?
15? You sure? They never paid anyone.
They never paid.
10% for the first year.
Okay.
One of the students, the same blogger, said that I took 20% of all tuition fee, so like it's $35,000 for 2 years, so I took $7,000. I have never had $1 from CQ yet. I expect that I have 10%, like 1,700 or 600, sort of that. They owe me with commissions, but the student lied deliberately. But as for the placement fee, we agree. If it's like 8 weeks, you don't charge them placement fee. Yeah, it is once and forever. You go with Daniel for accommodation. Если вы останавливаетесь у Дэниела на 2 месяца, 8 недель, то он с вас placement fee не берет. То есть после этих вы все равно не можете найти нормальное размещение в течение даже 4 недель, чтобы взять контракт на... Кто вам даст? Вы только здесь появились, вы просто не возьмете на первичном рынке жилья, не возьмете размещение. Поэтому 8 дней. We understand that. Usually it takes even more than 2 months for you to have sort of credibility to be able to rent something. So it is fair. Take 8 weeks. If you're happy with Daniel's stay, if you're not happy, after 5-6 weeks, you find something, and in 8 weeks you go. 8, 9, 10 weeks, and you go. So it's fair, no placement fee. But if you come for 4 weeks, for 2 weeks, you have to find place for you, and then to arrange keys, everything, and then you have to be able to straight away to find another person to substitute you. So it is fair that he takes placement fee, but on my opinion, it's fair if he takes this money. Not it's like additional incentive to give maybe to Bogdan, because Bogdan is actually caretaker after all, not agent. Agent must be happy with commission, and that's it. Only commissions, nothing else. Like I do. I'm not very wealthy, but I don't live in poverty. I'm very famous, almost 400 videos there. So this is the way, the proper way to conduct this business. And once and forever, do not tell anyone about that I take money, this bloody 30 серебряников for 30 shekels for my students. Я никогда этого не делал, никогда это не буду делать. И если честно сказать, мы сразу с Дэниелом об этом оговорили, и Дэниел даже, в общем-то, не говорил об этом. Это само собой разумеющееся. Поэтому, please, this is about friendship, this is about business, this is about level of trust, and this is about honesty. We have trust, mutual trust. This trust wasn't challenged by anything, by my behavior or by even you quitting the education group. We always stayed friends, and Neda knew about that, and Dasha knew about that, and because of that, you come back, and we are very happy. Just you come with more experience. So this is the most important. For me, honestly, the best way for you to solve your accommodation is Daniel. Second one, with someone of you to share, and nothing else. You can't get accommodation straight away yourself to rent something. With unknown people, sorry, they can be criminals, some belongings can be stolen, whatever. So, one of my students or Daniel, and nothing else. I don't take responsibility for maybe guest house, but this is rubbish, and actually it is expensive.
They're expensive.
It is expensive, yeah. You can't find, even if you stay there for 2 weeks, really you can't get good rent.
And they also putting time requirements. Most of them 2, 3, 4 weeks stay, and they're more expensive. So you're paying for 4 weeks, but you're spending as much as you would spend 8 weeks, for example, if you stay with my accommodation. So. But yeah, of course, some students prefer to pay more and stay, for example, closer to the city or have their own room. But that's, their choice. So I'm not upset when they say no to me. Their choice. I wish all the best to them. And later on, if there are students who, on the beginning, deciding to go to hostels or different share accommodation, then later on they contact me and they're moving to my accommodation after seeing what they can really get.
Yeah, we have this experience that you remember Misha Dushin, Michael?
Michael, yeah.
Even
Victor was the person who actually moved out and then he come back. And
many actually. Yeah. I would say that I know 5 or 6 people. And Anton came back.
Yeah, he came back. He stayed
for
a long time.
They're not stupid. They are very smart.
Very smart guys.
They have reasons.
Aslan and
but Aslan now in Newcastle. You don't have accommodation in Newcastle.
No, not yet.
He studies very good course in Newcastle.
He's very smart. I mean, I was impressed by his progress because when he arrived, he didn't speak English. He was
it's like
very basic. And
elementary.
then he got, I think, IELTS 7.5 overall. It was amazing how fast. And I know he worked and he studied, so it wasn't easy for him to improve from beginner elementary to the level of when he could get access to university. Same with Katia. As she said, she arrived, she didn't speak English, and now she's gonna study bachelor course. So yeah, that's fantastic progress and motivation. First of all, motivation. They're motivated, they know what they want, and they follow the dreams. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing.
It's like you did. It's like I did.
The country gives you opportunities. If you choose the right ways, you can really achieve a lot within short term. But you have to know where you want and where you're going. Because sometimes, I know for students, that's why students need people who can advise them, need people, agents, friends, they can direct them and advise them what's the best way for them. Because for some of them, it takes sometimes 2-3 years to figure out what they really want. So 3 years pass like this, and they're still on the point when they're still thinking where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna study. And that's what you do, and all your students, they're really great people, and they really have a goal from the beginning. When they're coming, they know where they're going, and they're achieving the goals because they know the goal. And lots of them I know, and most of them really already achieved their goals, and they're progressing, and it's fantastic how well they're doing.
That is fantastic.
It's fantastic.
All right. Actually, you have to go to see Neda.
Yes.
Then I have to go to see Neda as well. And actually, you have to go to see Neda and pay probably, or at least you supposed to get you sort of the new one.
Confirmation for the
Yeah, we need to sort out
program.
something. And thank you for you took part in this thing. It was like not very bad commercial. Not very bad commercial. We had Katya starring, the most beautiful part of. We are handsome,
So
but she's
we will
beautiful.
cut off our parts. We just leave the middle parts.
Yeah, you know.
So you can hear only voice.
Yeah, we needed like two like speakers. It's only thing you look at Katya and
Nobody
you listen
listening,
to
yeah.
someone else, but you look at Katya. So it's very. I put actually this order.
Very
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.